We want to make the big fights. Crawford, if Vergil wins, we make Crawford next.
Yes, I will give Crawford big offer to do this. And let's see. And not this only. We want to see Shakur and Zabida.
Yes. William Cepeda versus Shakur Stevenson on the same card. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Next, we want Crawford.
We wanted to.
Yeah,
we want, of course.
Yeah, we want it. I come for this deal.
That's right. Yeah. Nice, beautiful.
I'm the best in the world right now, and I'm gonna keep showing it. You were 18 years old at Cowboy Stadium. Oscar De La Hoya said, this young man is going to be a world champion. It was only your second pro fight. It happened. How hard has this road been for you? You know what? I want to say it's been extremely hard, but with my work ethic, with my team behind me, with my dad pushing me, it's easy. Earlier, we did an interview with His Excellency, Turk Al-Sheikh. He said, forget Tim Tszyu, the fight he wants to make is Bud Crawford and Vergil Ortiz. Let's do it, man. I'm ready for a challenge, man. I think Bud is probably #1 pound for pound in the world, and I want to show that I got what it takes to beat him. Well, now you have that belt around your waist. How does that feel? It feels great, but now we got to fight the winner of Fundora and Spence. That's what we're after right now. You just want everybody. Congratulations, the new world champion, Vergil Ortiz. Thank you so much. Let's go.
That I'm ready for a title shot. Just whoever's willing to give me the opportunity. I'm very respectful. I'm not going to call anyone a bum. I'm not like that at all. I respect every fighter that comes into this ring.
It just so happens that 3 pieces of the welterweight title are actually in the building tonight with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, both ringside. What do you have to say to them?
I don't have anything else to say. I do all my talking in the ring. Technically, I am in the ring right now, but you know what I mean, all right?
For a guy like Terence Crawford, who does not have a fight booked next, would you like that to be your next fight?
I would love that opportunity. You know what? If I get any opportunity from anyone, then of course, and Crawford is possibly the #1 pound for pound boxer in the world, definitely top 2. And if they give me that opportunity, I'm looking at you, bud. I'm looking at you. If you want to make this fight happen, I'm more than willing to do it.
Do you believe at 22 years old, you're ready for a Terence Crawford?
I don't care if I'm ready or not. I want that fight.
Congratulations, Vergil.
So that was Terence Bud Crawford reaction a couple years back to Vergil Ortiz calling him out immediately after his victory. Back when Vergil was Crawford WBO mandatory. You can read Crawford's lips saying, "I stop him." Well, ironically, since then, Vergil Ortiz actually turned down the Crawford fight twice. The WBO reached out to Vergil Ortiz to fight pound for pound #1 Crawford, and he said, heck no. Fast forward to this day, Vergil Ortiz is Crawford mandatory yet again. And when he was asked about his promoter Oscar De La Hoya agreeing with Turkey to make the Crawford fight next for him, Vergil said he's down with it. Then with the next breath, Vergil said his plan is to fight the winner of Errol Spence versus Fundora, even though ironically, Errol Spence and Fundora are not even scheduled to fight yet. They don't even have a fight date. But Vergil was talking about fighting the winner of that fight, a fight that may never take place, and fighters that haven't agreed to fight Vergil yet because they have other plans. That's who Vergil Ortiz want to fight instead of Crawford, who's ready to rumble. Turkey is offering Vergil Ortiz his biggest payday by far, his biggest payday that he's ever going to make in his entire career. And Vergil is still shaking in his boots. Remember, Crawford wasn't even in the arena this time. But the way Vergil was talking, you would have had mistaken Turkey and Oscar De La Hoya were asking Vergil Ortiz to fight Crawford, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, and Sonny Liston all at the same night outside of the theater he was fighting yesterday. I kid you not. Vergil Ortiz was talking as if Turkey and Oscar De La Hoya was trying to get him jumped by these guys instead of fighting one person alone, and that's Bud Crawford, for his biggest payday that he will ever make in his career, his life, period. That will be his biggest check. However, the way Vergil Ortiz was talking after robbing his opponent, he was acting as if they were asking him to commit suicide. I mean, what's really going on with the Mexican fighters nowadays? Do they not view themselves as real fighters? Are they not in the sport to fight the best? Are they not in the sport to fight for their biggest paydays in order to feed their family? Because that's exactly what Vergil Ortiz is turning down the opportunity to do time and time again. Vergil even said it himself, that Crawford is pound for pound number one. Then with the next breath, he's talking about fighting Fundora versus Errol Spence winner, a fight that is not even made, a fight that is not even scheduled, a fight that may never happen, and fighters who fight on other networks that don't have Vergil Ortiz in their plans. We all know what time it is. It's duck, duck, goose time. I don't know which moment was funnier. Vergil Ortiz saying that he will fight Crawford, then with the next breath, backtracking, stating that his plan is to fight the winner of Errol Spence versus Fundora, or the commentator who was interviewing Vergil, congratulating Vergil for becoming a world champion, even though he won an interim world title, aka he became Crawford mandatory yet again. How you gonna call this man a world champion for winning an interim title, a mandatory title? Y'all just gonna lie to the public like that, and Vergil is just gonna go with it as if he made history in a robbery decision. If Vergil wanna become a world champion, then grow some cojones and fight the world champion Crawford. It's more than fair to say there's a whole lot of smoke in Mexico right now. A cloud of smoke called Bud, and none of these Mexican fighters want part of it. I want you guys to notice this pattern. This year alone, we talking about just this year alone. Fundora, he said that Crawford is pound for pound number one. Then with the next breath, he said, I'd rather fight Errol Spence instead of the man who beat Errol Spence. You also have Canelo Alvarez, the same guy who fought Josecito Lopez, Floyd Mayweather, Cotto, and his brother, Ricky Hatton brother, Amir Khan, and Jamel Charlo, all moving up in weight. Now all of a sudden, he wants $150 million to fight Crawford, moving up in weight. And Crawford has to move up 3 weight classes. The funny part about it all, Canelo even said he don't see anybody beating Crawford. He sees Crawford as unbeatable basically, and nobody beats Crawford in or around his division. That's what Canelo said. Lastly, Vergil Ortiz. He said that Crawford is pound for pound number one. However, he wants to fight the guy who Crawford already beat instead of Crawford, even though he was never asked about Errol Spence nor Fundora. He was only being asked about Crawford. And remember, those fights are not even available. Crawford is the only fight that's available. All of these guys I just named were offered to fight pound for pound number one Terence Bud Crawford for their biggest payday of their career, and they still rejected the fight. This is just the Mexican fighters this year alone. We're not even talking about other countries like Tim Tszyu, who don't even want to work with Turkey anymore because he wants no smoke with Bud. This is why, once again, Crawford is the king of the boxing world right now. He conquered every country without even pulling his sword out. These fighters from these countries straight up waved the white flag. And that's how Crawford conquered Mexico, Australia, and every country in the world. The countries that wanted to fight, Crawford beat them. The countries that didn't want to fight, they surrendered by waving the white flag. And that's why Canelo Alvarez, he made Mexico look bad. He set a bad example. Now all of these Mexican fighters like Fundora and Vergil Ortiz are following in his duck shoes, are following his duck steps. You can say RIP to real legendary Mexican fighters who fought the best like Oscar De La Hoya, Salvador Sanchez, etc., etc., etc. Now we left with nothing but ducks. That's what Mexico is left with. I mean, for Canelo to turn down his biggest payday of approximately $100 million guaranteed to fight Crawford plus pay-per-view, that says it all. Whenever they tell fighters like Tim Tszyu, Canelo, Vergil Ortiz, Fundora, etc., to fight Crawford, it's like they hear something completely different. This is what they hear when someone asks them to fight Crawford. Hey, are you ready to lose? And not just lose, but lose by knockout to someone who has the complexion for the neglection? If so, fight Crawford. That's how they look at it. That's how they view it. The funny part about it all, Vergil was going to lose anyway. He got exposed yesterday. He should have lost yesterday. That was a robbery. Even then, he still doesn't want to fight Crawford for his biggest payday and cash out because he'd rather lose to someone else. He'd rather lose to someone who's not going to beat him as bad as Crawford will, and a fighter who is not on the coincidental list like Crawford is. This is not a coincidence. Like I said before, Vergil really lost last night. Instead of going to the post-fight press conference, he went straight to the hospital. That's how bad he was beat up. That's how bad he lost. However, he was gifted a robbery decision. Therefore, it seems like Vergil Ortiz will never grow the cojones to fight Crawford because he sees it as a guaranteed knockout loss. He'd rather stay fighting for $300K a fight instead of fighting Bud for $10 million. No amount of money can get Vergil in the ring with Crawford, even though ironically, Crawford is Vergil Ortiz's payday. You know when they say, you win the sweepstakes to fight Floyd or Tank or even Canelo? That's what Vergil Ortiz, Fundora, Tim Tszyu, and even Canelo Alvarez are doing. They are being offered to play at the Super Bowl, and they still turning it down, all because they have to play in the field against Bud Crawford. If Turkey offered Canelo not just $100 million, but $150 million, just like Canelo wanted or asked for to fight Bud, Canelo will switch up his mind and ask for $250 million to fight Crawford. If Turkey offers him $250, he will change that number to $350. If Turkey offers him $350, Canelo will ask for $500 million. Even steroids can't give Canelo enough cojones to fight Crawford. Basically, there is no amount of money that will get Fundora, Vergil Ortiz, and Canelo to grow the cojones to fight Crawford. Mexico is looking real bad right now. Outside of Benavidez and El Rayo, all of the other fighters are straight up ducks. Vergil Ortiz and especially Canelo just highlighted that right now. They highlighted that even more, how much they are shook of the fighters on the coincidental list. With the opinions out of the door and the facts laid out on the table, go ahead and drop your thoughts on Vergil Ortiz talking like a duck, walking like a duck, and living like a duck. Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean,
$100 million. I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.